friends, welcome to another episode of Nintendo Nightcap, bringing you your daily Nintendo news. We got insane stories today because one leaker claims that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be coming over to the Switch 2 and will play and run as well as it does on the PS5. Another leaker claims to know when the next Nintendo Direct will be, when we'll hear about Metroid Prime 4, and when Nintendo will reveal the code name for their next Nintendo console. We're going to get into all of that. Plus, previews for Mario Wonder have dropped. We're going to get into that. And we're going to look at this week's Japanese software and hardware sales numbers and see what reading that makes for Nintendo. But before we do, if you like what you see, you like the content, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, and bell? Helps us out. And then pull up a chair as we get into today's story, which is Pikmin 4 is finally dethroned from the top of the Japanese sales chart. If we look over the chart now, we can see, yes indeed, that Armored Core on the PS5 has taken the top spot, selling 115,000 copies. The PS4 version of the same game is at number 2, selling 47, nearly 48,000. Pikmin 4, there it is, the king of old, is at number 3, aka the game of the year. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is at 4, Tears of the Kingdom at 5, Minecraft at 6, Ring Fit Adventure, unbelievable, at 7, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet at 8, Super Mario Smash Bros. Ultimate at 9, and Splatoon 3, an amazing game, at number 10. But if we go over to the hardware sales, we can see that Nintendo once again though is at the top because the Switch OLED model has shifted, yes, another 52,000 systems. The PS5 selling another 38,000 is at 2, the Switch Lite model at 3, the Switch OG model selling almost 9,000 is at 4, the PS5 Digital Edition is at 5, the Xbox Series X is at 6, the PS4 is at 7, the Xbox Series S is at 8, and right at the end, the good old new 2DS XL selling 59 systems. God bless its soul. But good news for Nintendo on the hardware front as always. Can't have everything. Pikmin 4 finally dethroned after weeks at the top, but nonetheless, as always, Nintendo very healthy in Japan. Right then, next up, the first previews for Mario Wonder have dropped after Nintendo gave a select lucky few indie gaming industry a chance to get their grubby little mitts on the awesome looking Mario Wonder. And now those first impressions have filtered down to us, and we're going to get into them and see what they made of the game. This is of course on the heels of Nintendo showcasing the game in a 15-minute long direct presentation and a further 20-minute treehouse event. And so far the game has gained a lot of positivity online. It's seen as a game that Nintendo is using to revitalize the 2D genre via its game mechanics and its power-ups and its use of characters and art style in general. It's looking very positive indeed. So it will be very interesting to see what the people who've actually gotten their hands on it have to say. And if we do that, we can see that Ryan McCaffrey of IGN says Super Mario Bros. Wonder may have a unique name unattached to any other games in the series' long and decorated history, but after playing an hour of it, I think Nintendo could have gotten away with calling it Super Mario Bros. 4 and all of the weight of expectations that would have come with that. Yes, Super Mario World was arguably Super Mario Bros. 4, but you get my point. Axios Gaming says, during Axios hand-on time, Wonder felt more forgiving than Nintendo's major 2D Marios. Power-ups are more plentiful and a new system lets players earn badges that can add powers, higher jumps, parachute hats, or protection, a badge that lets players automatically spring out of otherwise fatal pits, for example. The game's 4-player co-op options are less prone to sabotage this time around too. In a change from the recent co-op 2D Mario game, players can bump into each other or toss each other around as collision impacts are disabled unless someone wants to ride on Yoshi. Also, Kamen-Su says, the game feels just like a side-scrolling Super Mario game should, but deviates from the norm just enough to make things feel incredibly new and exciting. Combined with new mechanics, power-ups, and ways to play, the next entry in the iconic video game series as a recipe for success. The gamer says, it feels strange to think of Super Mario Bros. Wonder as a game Mario needs when the series has just opened a massively successful theme park, a billion-dollar movie, and continues to host the most recognizable video game character in the world. But 2D Mario did need a leg up to catch up to what its 3D and Kart Racing Brothers had been up to. Wonder is a super double wall jump up, taking the legendary series to new heights. So you can see like very positive reactions from the first hands-on from those in the video game industry, and it's very exciting because this is a game that the first time that was shown I wasn't sold on entirely. I don't know if I thought it looked generic, but I didn't see anything particularly that new. But in the second direct, I think, we can see here, there's just so many to see. All the new characters are amazing. The power-ups, Mario's elephant looks really fun. All the different power-ups are really cool. The little drill on your head. It looks really, really fun. Okay, then next up. More Nintendo 2 Switch rumors have arrived, but this time we gotta give them special attention because they come via reputable leaker I Am a Hero 2, who has claimed plenty of things right in the past. This time, he's claiming that lots of developers have in their possession the Nintendo Switch 2 dev kits. You would hope so if the machine is to come out in 2024 as rumored. But he didn't stop there because he's claiming that among them is Square Enix, who has the dev kit, and that they have used those dev kits to create a port of Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch 2, and that it looks and runs as well as it does on the PS5. And that this was done in a very short amount of time, and that it could be a launch title. But how has this been done? This of course does hint at the possible power of the Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever it ends up being called. But how is it being done? Well, in the past, rumors have put the machine more in the region of the PS4's power. But if we cast our minds back, there have also been rumors that the Nintendo Switch 2 would be using Nvidia's DLSS. Their AI enhancing software, in other words, meaning in theory you could have a game that is 1080 and is up-res using DLSS to 4K, and then use those resources to get maybe a game that's 30 FPS up to 60 FPS. So is that what the Switch 2 is doing here? We don't really know. We're not going to know until the machine is released, but that is the rumor it seems at the moment. But I'm a Hero 2 didn't stop there with information regarding the Switch 2. No, because he claimed that the machine will be backwards compatible, that some tests have been run, and that it will have newer cartridges. I'm guessing bigger ones for higher storage. That's what I'm guessing. He also claims that the machine will have a camera on it. So there have been rumors of VR, but this seems to point more towards AR. So I don't know if we're going to get some kind of, video game world building in our surroundings, or maybe some games that we used to have on the 3DS. We shall have to wait and see, but super interesting information nonetheless. Let me know in the chat if you believe this. Do you believe the Switch 2 will have VR or AR? Do you believe that we're finally going to get games PS5 level that look almost identical? We shall have to wait and see, but I'm very excited. Let me know in the comments what you think. And lastly for our video, our good friend Jonathan Park is at it once again on Twitter, yes, because the wannabe leaker who got famous over there, leaking what he claimed to be the logo for Nintendo's next console, and with that a picture of his UI, is at it once again, but this time he's made even bigger and bolder claims. And it's not just that though, he's put his money where his mouth is, because he has only gone and told us when Nintendo will hold their next Nintendo Direct, which he claims to be September 13th. Not content with that though, no, he also claims that, as well as Metroid Prime 2 and 3, given updates, which that's been rumored before, so that's no biggie. He also claims we're gonna get Metroid Prime 4 update. Big news indeed, if it's true. But on top of that, this is the big one, he also claims we're gonna get to know what the code name is for Nintendo's next console. So let's go over that. Again, he says September 13th will be the next Nintendo Direct. In that, we're gonna find out about Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remakes, remasters, Metroid Prime 4 update, and that Nintendo will reveal the code name to their next console. But do we believe it? Do we believe it? Do you believe it? Let me know in the comments. I have to think about it. I think we will get a Direct this month. We always seem to get one in September. I buy that. We probably will hear at some point, if it's not that Direct, about Metroid Prime 2 and 3. That's been rumored in the past before. I buy that. Metroid Prime 4 updates. Could it be true? It would be about time. It would be about time. And I have some curious thoughts about Metroid Prime 4 because I don't necessarily think that it's just a normal Switch game anymore. I happen to think that Metroid Prime 4 will actually move to the Switch 2. Now, this is where things are interesting because I do think if the day comes that they show and give us an update on Metroid Prime 4, that they would announce it for their next console, and they may show, or give us what the name is, what the code name is. I can see that happening the same way they unveiled the code name Nintendo NX. So I don't necessarily believe it, but he has been bold. He has been bold by claiming, yo, Nintendo's going to release it on this day. Now, if it doesn't happen, the entire world of Twitter will just point and call for shame on you, Jonathan Bark. But until that day, we shall wait and see. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think we're going to see Metroid Prime 4 in the next Direct? Will the next Direct be in September? Will it be in a couple of weeks? Will Nintendo reveal the code name for their next console in that Direct, or is Jonathan Bark lying and laughing at all of us? We shall wait and see. Until then, my good friends, that is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like, subscribe, and that bell. And until then, I will be back tomorrow for more Nintendo news. Till I see you then, my friends, have an awesome one.